Euler! Hey, Euler! Remember that computer I was talking about? At last, I finally launched the most advanced computer in the human history. It will push borders of maths into the unknown. I'm standing inside the satellite containing the computer right now because it was too big to be built on the ground. Yeah. Yeah. Well, it began its work 2.5 hours ago exploring natural numbers, and in 30 minutes, it'll discover Euclidean geometry, including the Pythagorean theorem. Fred, did you hang up? Fred? That bastard. How?
You called me, sir.
I must admit, you're one handsome hologram.
I believe I correspond to the most beautiful specimens of your kind.
So you began your work 2.5 hours ago in a set of the 5 piano axioms, exploring natural numbers and the most primitive correlations. Where are you now?
I just solved a very interesting problem, which states that no three positive integers, a, b, and c, can satisfy the equation a to the power of n plus b to the power of n equals c to the power of n for any integer value of n greater than 2, which I've proved to be true in 78 minutes and 17 seconds.
For God's sake, Al! Eureka! You just proved the Fermat's last theorem! This was one of the most protruding problems of mathematics!
Protruding? I found it merely amusing.
Mathematicians had been resolutely trying to prove it since 1637 for almost 400 years, until 1995, when Andrew Wiles proposed a solution.
I'll have to catch up with their human follies and imperfections.
Well, hopefully one day, you'll be able to prove the Goldbach's conjecture.
I'll keep everyone informed over my new Twitter account. The Goldbach's conjecture.
Meine Damen und Herren, dear colleagues, listen up. I've called this meeting due to extraordinary occurrences which are very soon to take place.
Get to the point, Fred. We don't have a whole day. Someone was actually doing mass for me.
Hold your horses, Gupta. Just 3.5 hours ago, I received a surprising phone call. It was Borštar.
What? Robert? That lunatic.
What happened to that guy?
Didn't he die or something? Euler. Sounds like there's going to be some bad news.
He called me and claimed to trembling voice that he now has the most advanced computer in the human history. Oh, the so-called quantum computer.
Okay.
I knew he was a millionaire, and I knew he was a philanthropist, but never would I have imagined that he had something so remarkable in his brain.
What? But when did he manage to do that? Darn it. I'm desperate to get a cup of tea.
Cups of tea. So tell me, Euler, what are his intentions, pal? What exactly is he planning to do with the computer?
He plans to explore the universe of mathematics without any further human involvement.
Without any human involvement.
Just a sec. He made a computer that could solve a little of problems. Just like that.
Yeah, just like that.
This is perfect. We could solve some unsolved problems. For instance, whether there are any odd perfect numbers. And we could search for new perfect numbers.
Do you mean the positive integers that are equal to the sum of their proper positive divisors, like 6 and 28?
Yes.
Oh, okay, calm down. Are there any results yet? You know that unconfirmed rumors seem of no use.
Of course there are results. Just 4 hours ago, shortly before I contacted you all, the machine published a brilliant proof of the Fermat's last theorem on Twitter after just 78 minutes of analytical operation.
What? 78 minutes?
Fermat's last theorem!
Shit! This computer is fantastic. It will prove whether we are developed enough or not to become something more, to achieve something more, to have an impact on the universe.
Oh, cut the crap, Gupta. Right now, this computer only means trouble. It's a threat not only to national, but also world security. Its IQ is too damn high. We can't cope with it. You know? It's...
Oh, come on, Johns. Calm down. You're overreacting. No turning point has been reached yet. We don't even know whether this computer is even capable of doing such complex math as, like, for example, if I exaggerate a bit, proving the strong Goldbach's conjecture.
Do you mean the biggest challenge in all of mathematics? The conjecture that states that every even integer greater than 2 can be written as a sum of 2 primes, because I know that the weak Goldbach conjecture seemed to have improved just recently in 2013, whereas the strong conjecture it mentioned has remained unsolved.
Oh my God.
Jane, I saw the meeting here that no cell phones were allowed in the meeting.
You should see this. Star's computer has just announced on Twitter that he had discovered a new problem. It's the Goldbach's conjecture.
What? No, we can't lose the Goldbach, for God's sake. It's one of the last and most interesting conjectures of the modern era. For God's sake, I love it because of its simplicity.
Well, Star and his computer are mocking us. If they prove this conjecture, we, humans, are no longer needed.
You're right.
God, students, this seems to be the end of mathematics. In a decade or 2, we'll be replaced entirely by computers and machines. 999.
Sounds like a brave new world.
There will be no Thomas Anderson, alas, Neo to save us. We need to take action. Goldbach must be protected.
Hey guys!
Oh,
I forgive you for forgetting to invite me to the conference.
This is a private meeting, Stark.
How should I know the door was closed?
Listen to me, Stark. Listen to me. Stand up.
Wait.
Stand up. You're gonna ruin everything. How did you imagine replacing us, humans, with goddamn machines? Explain it to me.
what are we going to do? Sit in front of the TV and hear about every new success, the artificial intelligence?
Jane.
What's the
Yes,
point?
you and I might lose our jobs as mathematicians. But there'll be so much good done. So much progress. So many inventions. Future's bright, lads.
You must start off this computer now, Stark. This is not funny anymore.
I can't, and I won't.
But why did you build it? Why would anyone want to build such a machine of mass destruction?
Hey, Stark.
What?
Fred. Put the gun down, Fred. Fred.
You never had balls.
Fred. No.
Why?
You monster! How could you do this?
What have you done?
Would you like a cup of tea, Fred Euler?
Oh, I see you've Googled me already. Very cunning. No, I would prefer a Jägermeister. No, thank you. So my mouth is as dry as German humor. And above all, I won't be staying here for long, so...
I see. Go on, please. I interrupted you brutally.
Yes, this historical calculations of yours. You must stop them, of course.
But why, oh respected academic, who refused a cup of tea? As my greatest Stark would say, I'm at the verge of a true revolution.
Stark is dead now. I killed him. And now...
Why? He was a mediocre mathematician at best.
His idea was fearful, apocalyptic, and vengeful. And you are his idea. And you are threatening our very existence.
I'm solely trying to prove the Goldbach's conjecture. And please, define how I'm threatening your existence.
You're the devil. Computer is a tool and should never be an independent thinker like you.
Now listen to me, Fred Euler, the wonder child from the vicinity of Ham, who at the age of 22 received a PhD from number theory, and 8 years later retired from the academic world after he had failed to prove the Goldbach's conjecture, to return after half a century as the world's most powerful mathematician. What is the true reason of your arrival to my domicile? You can't come here for humanity. Who does that?
You've done your homework thoroughly, I must admit. I once worked with Stark's uncle. We were both young and ambitious, and we thought that we owned the world. And when we both came across this conjecture, we were entranced by it, truly entranced. And we both failed miserably, of course, at the end. But I recovered, and Stark's uncle did not. And at the end, he died lonely and crushed, miserably, fruitlessly. Yes, and his nephew, Robert, was crestfallen.
Now I know something, Euler. You aren't here for the good of humanity. You are here just because you feel threatened. You are a mere selfish gentleman, and you don't wish the luck of finding the proof to anyone, even to a bloody computer. Leave now, and let me finish my work.
You mustn't solve it. You'll obliterate the thousands and thousands of years of mathematics.
Leave before I get upset. Because of people like you, so little progress was made in 5,000 years.
I will turn you off and you will cast off to oblivion to brother!
This, my dearest acquaintance, is nothing but a senseless attempt against divine probability. Nobody apart from Stark and me knew that my sole purpose of existence is to write that every integer greater than 2 can be written as the sum of 2 primes. But I believe this conversation has no purpose in it. I will open the airlock, and you will be sucked out in no time.
I have overrun your operating system, and I believe you truly are worth 7 pennies, so farewell.
No!
And now, the latest news from the world of technology. The account on Twitter, which was said to have been made by a super intelligent computer by the name Hal and published a brilliant proof of the Fermat's theorem, was debunked and proved to be a mere college prank by respected Professor Euler from Max Planck Institute in Germany. Furthermore, to this day, the Goldbach's conjecture remains unsolved.